Hello, Phil. How's it going?
Good. Nice to meet you.
I'm Lior. We're here at Microsoft Ignite, and I have here Phil from WWT. How are you doing, sir?
I am great. I am happy to be here. Ignite is wonderful. Chicago weather is not disappointing, right? So I represent WWT, Azure Pre-Sales Technical Solutions Architect. So focus on all things Azure, including Adaptive Cloud, and super excited about all the announcements around Arc and Azure Local.
Yes, we are as well. You know, we've been talking for a while over social media, right? And it's great to see people first time in person. So that's always awesome. So tell me, Phil, WWT, you know, what you guys have been cooking here?
So a lot of conversations revolve around VMware exit strategy for our customers of late, right? Thank you, Broadcom, for the hold my beer moment. So lots of AVS, but customers are always like, well, what about my on-prem solutions, right? So formerly Azure Stack HCI, now Azure Local is a big part of those conversations. A concern for customers is, well, what about my heavy SAN investment I've had over the years? So guess what? Azure Arc enabled Hyper-V brings you kinda almost to the equivalent of Azure Local with that fiber channel SAN connectivity. Mm-hmm. So it's a great solution. All the new things that are coming with Azure Arc really do bring it closer to an Azure Local configuration from that standpoint, and it's really filling a gap, right, for customers. That single management governance pane for them, I think, is a huge game changer, regardless of whether they're on-prem Azure or any cloud. So it's always been wonderful and a great product to work with.
So, you know, obviously we've been doing Azure Arc for a few years now. So talk to me for a second about the evolvement. Talk to me about kind of the journey that you've been through in the past 4 years or so.
Yeah, so my first encounter with Azure Arc was actually at a local meetup that I used to help manage in the Raleigh area. And we brought in a friend of the group to come give us a demo on Azure Arc and showed some management in a couple of different hyperscalers, including Kubernetes, Linux, and Windows servers. And I've just been involved with it ever since then. Whenever it fits in the conversation, I'm always happy to mention it. And Jumpstart is such a great resource for people to learn everything about Azure Arc.
And you know, this is why we do this. Like for folks like yourself, you know, that are just trying to get their job done. You know, trying to do the things, trying to teach and educate their customers. And this is what we do, the things that we do. So, Phil, to just kind of wrap it up, you know, great energy here at Ignite. It's fun to come back to a real conference. You know. So I wanted to ask you, what is the thing that kind of gets you energized? What is the thing that, you know, caught your eye here this week?
So all the announcements around Arc were really fabulous. The Azure Local was a bit of a surprise. I mean, I'm a Azure Stack OG guy. So I actually was at Dell when the original Azure Stack was released. I was applications architect, so it's near and dear to my heart. Just that caught me off guard for sure, and I'm super excited about where Azure Arc is going to go to help our customers. I think there's still way more runway. Agora, the drops are fabulous. It's just all good and wonderful, and super excited to be here with my peers and friends.
So, you know, this week has been great, you know, and talking to folks like yourself from the community is always awesome. So what would you expect, you know, next Ignite? Like what would you like to see next Ignite? Like a year from now, what are we thinking here?
A year from now, we'll probably still need to be solving that SAN issue for customers and how they're going to connect, right? I think there's always going to be something on-prem, whether it's robo, right, retail, right? I see a lot of stuff, especially in manufacturing marketplace, IoT. I've always played in the IoT space, much like you, right? It's a great space, and I see continued investment and development in those spaces for customers.
Awesome. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Phil, for joining me here at Microsoft Ignite. Thank you, and we're going to see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.